The Deputy Governor, you are welcome, sir. You are welcome. You are most welcome, sir. I recognize you. I am in charge. The Deputy Governor, you are welcome, sir. Mr. Benedict Adegboyega Alabiboa, you are welcome, the Deputy Governor, sir, to another epoch-making occasion. I recognize the former Speaker of this August Assembly, Professor, Right Honorable Professor Majid Olujimi Alabi. Mr. Speaker, you are welcome, sir. I recognize you. Honorable Wale Afolabi, the first Speaker of the State of Osun. You are welcome, sir. Former Deputy Governor Mama Lawi Conley. Mama, you are welcome. I recognize Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor, please let us stand up. Let us get up to recognize Mr. Governor, the man of the people, the governor of the people, a God-fearing governor, a financial engineer, an astute man, gentle, cool, calm, and collected. An enigmatic governor, energetic governor, a phenomenal. Mr. Governor, you are welcome. I recognize you. A silent achiever. You are welcome, sir. I recognize you to another epoch-making occasion, sir. You are welcome, sir. God that has been with you will continue to be with you. It's your strength. It will continue to uphold you with sound head and wisdom. Mr. Governor, as you are presenting 2022 budget before the Honorable House today, by the grace of God, you'll be the one to present 2023, 2024, 2025 for another 4 years, sir. That is how it will be. It's a covenant with God, Mr. Governor. That is God. Mr. Speaker is here. Please let us stand up. Mr. Speaker, you are welcome, sir. I recognize Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you are welcome, sir.
Almighty God, the ruler of heavens and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide our counsels and action, so that we may always walk on the path of justice, love and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria.
day, everyone. Say you are welcome to Osun State House of Assembly. Let me say, dear viewers and listening, you are welcome to the House of Assembly, Osun State, for the presentation of year 2020 budget, which will be done by the state governor, Ogbeni Isiaka Adegboyega Oyetola. This will be done today before the Osun State House of Assembly. And today, as we know, is 5th of 2021. For those already seated, the Deputy Governor, State of Osun, Benedict Alabi, the Governor, Alaja Kafayat Oyetola. We have the Executive Council members here, including the commissioners, the senior special advisors, the state secretary to the government is here, and I can see the chief of staff. They are among those who are already seated for this program. The members of House of Assembly, ably led by the Speaker, Honorable Timothy Oweye. The Chief Judge of Osun State, Adegboyega, is here. The traditional rulers, the royal fathers, they are here for this program. The APC chairman, Prince Boyega Famodu. Religious leaders are here. The party is toward seated for this to listen to the presentation of year 2022 budget. The Iyalodjas and Babalajis, they want to know how the finance of the state will be, and talking about the economy of the state of Osun also, how it will look like for the year 2022. Dear viewers, the governor of the state of Osun, Adegboyega Oyetola, did the same thing last year for year 2021, which is going gradually to an end. As we all know, that we have to do to present the next year budget, and which will be done today, 5th October, at the House of Assembly. On behalf of DG, Director General OSBC, Rashid Folahomi, Director of Corporate Shola Bolaji, Director Radio Bose Bangboye, Director TV Programs Jolade Igbarola. I have the Director Engineering Department here, Mommy Toyin Ojayi. She's here. I want to employ their viewers, listeners at home too, to sit back and enjoy the presentation of year 2022 budget, which will be done by the state government, Boyega Oyetola. For the other aspects of this particular program, Biola is here to let our people at home know what is really happening at the House of Assembly here today.
Akíyẹ̀yẹ̀ wa tí ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa nílé àti ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń wò wá níbikíbi tí ẹ bá ti ń wò. Ètò àgbékalẹ̀ ààbò ètò ìṣúná fún ọdún 2022 níwájú ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ti ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun láti ọwọ́ ọlọ́lá jùlọ gómìnà Isiaka Adegboyega Oyetola tó ń wáyé nílé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun lónìí ọjọ́ 5 oṣù kẹwàá ọdún 2021 náà ló ń lọ lọ́wọ́. Àwọn èèyàn pàtàkì ti wà ní ìjókòó fún ètò yìí. Gómìnà fúnra wọn, igbákejì gómìnà Benedict Boyega Alabi, àyà gómìnà Alhaja Kafayat Oyetola, àwọn kọ́míkọ́mí, olùdámọ̀ràn pàtàkì fún gómìnà, akọ̀wé àgbà fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun, olórí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ní ọ́fíìsì gómìnà, adájọ́ àgbà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun arábìnrin Adépèlé Òjó, àwọn náà ti wà níbí. Àwọn ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ ilé aṣòfin lábẹ́ abẹnugan ilé Honorable Timothy Owóẹ̀yẹ, àwọn alága ẹgbẹ́ APC ọmọọba Gbóyèga Fámọdù àti àwọn àgbààgbà ẹgbẹ́ àti ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ gbogbo ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun, àwọn olórí ẹ̀sìn, ìyálájé àti ìyálọ́jà, gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n ti wà ní ìkàlẹ̀ ń bí. Àárọ̀ ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa ẹ̀ tí ẹ jókòó sí ẹ̀rọ yín láti fi ọkàn bá wa lọ bí ètò ìṣúná yóò ṣe rí ní ọdún 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Having gone through the vote and proceeding of Thursday, 30 September, year 2021, I hereby move the motion for its adoption. Thank you, sir.
What of the error corrected?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, once again. Having gone through the vote and proceeding of Thursday, 30 September, year 2021, with little error corrected, I hereby move the motion for its adoption. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Ifelodun.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion as rightly moved by Honorable from Iwosa.
motion properly moved and seconded that this House adopts the force and proceedings of Thursday, 38th September 2021. If you are in support, say aye. Against, say nay. The ayes have it. The force and proceedings of Thursday, 38th September 2021 become official document of this assembly. I sincerely thank you. Message from the governor. There is no any other message as far as today's plenary is concerned than the presentation of the year 2022 appropriation bill by Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, the governor of the state of Osun. Under the announcement by the speaker, I have a letter here from the National Orientation Agency, NOAA, State of Osun. One-day advocacy dialogue with legislators to seek for their support on the implementation of laws and policies on female genital mutilation, FGM, abandonment. National Orientation Agency, NOAA, Osun State Directorate, in collaboration with the United National Children Fund, UNICEF, organized a one-day advocacy dialogue on female genital mutilation abandonment with members of Osun State House of Assembly. Date, Wednesday 29th, Wednesday 6th October 2021, floor of Osun State House of Assembly. Signed, Mr. Abiodun O. Ibikunle. This will come up tomorrow. Today, in our midst, we have the presence of the executive governor of the state of Osun, our amiable leader, good manager of human and material resources, Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola. You are welcome, sir. And his amiable wife, Alaja Kafayat Oyetola. We recognize you. Well, after that, there will be no room for such again. Please. In our midst, we have the Deputy Governor, my brother and my friend, Mr. Benedict Alabi. We have Honorable Chief Judge of this state, Honorable Justice Oyebola Adepele Ojo. We have the Secretary to the State Government, Mr. Wole Oyebamiji. We have the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. Charles Diji Akinola. We have former Deputy Governor in our presence, Mrs. Titi Laoye Ponle. Recognize you. We have my predecessor in office, 1991 to 1992, Right Honorable Wale Afolabi. I recognize you. My Oga, my predecessor from 1999 to 2003, Right Honorable Mojid Alabi. I recognize you. In our midst, We have our former Deputy Governor, Chief Soko Adegboyega, in our midst. We have former Deputy Governor too, distinguished Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Oyetola, former Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, our Baba, the chairman of Igbimo Agba in this state, Engineer Shola Akinwumi, we recognize you, sir. Our Baba, Professor Oluaina, we recognize you. Professor Sinyo Yeweso, we recognize you. Former members of this assembly, we have them in our midst. I can see Honorable Leke Odusola, I recognize you. Honorable Abiodun Awolola, I recognize you. Honorable Tomilayo Aloba, I recognize you. Honorable Abefe Omotitun, I recognize you. Honorable representing Oduoti, Razak Adeyemo, I recognize you. Honorable Movas, I recognize you. Honorable Bamishayemi Oladoyin, I recognize you. Agon Chairman is my friend and my brother. Honorable Abiodun Dowu, I recognize you. The former Deputy Speaker, yeah, Mrs. Nike Omowurare, I recognize you. All the members of cabinet here present, I recognize all of you. They are here in number. I could see, yes, Honorable representing Iwo in the Sixth Assembly, I recognize you. Baba from Boripe Boluwaduro, Honorable Dosun Oladejo, I recognize you. Honorable Akambi, I know. He will be shaking his head. I recognize you. Thank you. Mr. Governor, they are all here in that numbers to give their support for this administration. So we appreciate all of you. Yes, I recognize the party chairman of this great party in this state, Prince Adegboyega Famodun. I recognize you. Please don't let me order for your arrest. My brother, Chairman Subeb, Honorable Israel Ajibola Famuriwa, I recognize you. Chairman Amotekun, General Ademola Aderibigbe, I recognize you, retired. Corps Commander Amotekun, General Adewimbi, retired. Field Commander, the voice of the voiceless, Comrade Amitolu Shitu. State Controller of Immigration, Mr. Abdullah, I recognize you. State Controller, Nigeria Correctional Service, Amona Olariwaju, Representative of Commander Engineering Construction Command Ede I.O. Irabo, I recognize you. Commissioner of Police, Representative of Commissioner of Police DCP Kanayo UV, Commander FRSC Joseph Olushola, I recognize you. State Commander of NSCDC, represented by DCC Atanda Ibrahim, I recognize all of you. The wives of honorable member here present, I can see you in their numbers. They are more than 26. Don't forget the order and the rules of this house that Mr. Speaker must be heard in silence. My good brother and the good representative of Mr. Governor in this house, Honorable Kami Tope Oyedele, is the essay to Mr. Governor on legislative matter. Thank you for that wonderful and good job. Woman leader, I recognize you. And other women leaders, I recognize all of you. Iyaloja. First Lady and Entourage, wife of the SSG, Mrs. Bosede Oyebamiji, I recognize you. Wife of the party chairman, Mrs. Olubumi Famodun, I recognize you. Wife of the head of service, Mrs. Kikelomo Oyebade, I have not recognized her husband. The head of service, I'm sorry, I recognize you. Adegboyega, I recognize you. You know, it is very important to have your wife or wives where you are. Immediately I mentioned that of the wife of head of service. I quickly remember that I have not mentioned the head of service. Comrade Aid Lawa, I recognize you. All the permanent secretaries here present, I recognize all of you. Tunde Adedeji, Local Government Service Commission, I recognize you. Mrs. Jumoke Ayeni, I recognize you. The royal father here present. We have in our midst Oluwa of Iwo Kingdom, Odo Abdulrasheed Akambiteluwan, I recognize you. Arabiji of Irabiji, Oba Abdul Rashid Adebomi, I recognize you. Alakomo of Akomu Kingdom, Oba Kayode Afolabi Adenekan, I recognize you. Alara of Ara Kingdom, Oba Dr. Windapo Olubayo, I recognize you. Alasiko of Asipa Kingdom, Oba Muftau Babawale Oyekome, I recognize you. Edigbon of Edemosi, Oba Samuel Adeniyi Olaniyan, I recognize you. Elendi of Ekoinde, Oba Olaniyan Adebayo Rauf, I recognize you. Akiri of Ikire Kingdom, represented by Chief Ahmed Olubawale, I recognize you. Akesin of Ora Igbona, Oba Samuel Oladoyedo, I recognize you. Oniwoye of Iwoye Ijesha, Oba Amos Adewumi Ogidiolu, I recognize you. Alagba of Agba, As a former member of this house, I recognize you. Oba Rufus Olayinka Ogunwole, Oloyan of Oyon Kingdom, Oba Adekeye Oyedare, Afaji of Faji Kingdom, Oba Moshood Olawale Olaleke, Akiri of Ikirele, Oba Abdul Asis Olatunbosun Adebanji, I recognize you. Olu of Songbe, Oba Kami Ajadi, Ojelabi 2, I recognize you. Alasi of Asi, Oba Oyewale Isaac, I recognize you. Then I can see, I'm sorry, the representative of Onirisa, Oba Dr. Adebisi Segun Layade, Alara Odaye of Araife. I recognize all our Kabiyesi Kade Opelori, Kibata Opelese. I will do the other recognitions as the events proceeds. I recognize everybody. Petition, nil. Matters of urgent public importance, nil. Personal explanation, nil. Order of the day. I order that we relax the rule of the house to accommodate the strangers. Yes, the next item on agenda is the remarks by the Honorable Speaker. I will not go over the protocols again, but I recognize our amiable Governor, Mr. Adegboyega, Oyetola, your amiable wife, Mrs. Kafayat Oyetola, the Deputy Governor, Mr. Benedict Alabi, all other protocols duly extended. We are gathered here this morning to witness another symbolic occasion of our thriving democracy as the 2022 appropriation bill is being presented before the legislature. On behalf of my colleagues at the 7th Assembly, I welcome the Governor of the State of Osun, Alhaji Adegboyega Oyetola, and his entourage to the Allo Chambers of the lane of 2022 budget estimates before us for consideration and approval. This exercise coming just right after the celebration of our nation's 61st anniversary and 38th creation anniversary of Osun is worthy of mention, considering what we have gone through as a nation, but we are glad that the narrative is changing. I extend my gratitude to my colleagues for the commitment they showed during the 2021 appropriation process to ensure that we keep up with a January to December budget cycle as outlined by the Constitution. I say to you, Mr. Governor, and the good people of Osun, that the 7th Assembly we exhibit the same commitment to the prosperity of our state and deliver the 2022 budget in record time. I wish to commend Governor Oyetola and everyone who took part in the implementation of the 2021 budget for the wonderful job. With a 97% budget performance in 2020 and 77% as at the second quarter of 2021 budget, our performance has greatly increased our standing in the Committee of States and also makes us an investment destination for local and foreign investors. Regarding the 2022 budget, I must acknowledge the cumbersome effort that went into this budget preparation, which I believe must have included several technical, late-night sessions. Let me assure you all that this assembly will be thorough in the consideration of the budget. A budget should be a statement of our values, and this budget is a clear declaration of the value that the APC administration places on the Osun people. This budget must also guarantee the consolidation of the Oyetola administration legacy, as well as pave the path for progress for millions of Osun people. At the inception of the 7th Assembly, I promised an assembly that will guarantee development of our state through bills, legislation, and constant constituency engagements. This assembly will continue to play a supportive role to the executive arm to ensure that the lives of our people are better enhanced. The assembly has also resolved to improve upon our oversight mechanism and activities. In this digital age, it is incumbent upon us to make sure that values are met on every penny expended by the government. May I also urge the executive to, as a matter of policy, consider the retaining of certain percentage as running costs by revenue-generating agencies of government instead of the total mop-up to the TSA. This, I believe, will bolster the morale of the workforce and also significantly improve on our revenue figures. Distinguished audience, taking a cursory look at the furor generated on fact collection, we must use this premise to urgently strengthen the capacity of OIRS to meet up with the daunting demand of fact collection if and when the matter is resolved. May I use this opportunity to commend the governor and his brother colleagues under the aegis of the Southern Governors Forum for standing firm on this matter. These processes, among others, are necessary components of a restructured nation. I strongly believe in the restructuring of Nigeria. It is our only road to prosperity and development. If we cannot restructure wholly, let us begin to take it apart like we did during Amotekun and now with fact collection. However, as state players, we must also bear in mind the constitutional provisions and our obligations to the local government that, to me, is what a true restructuring embellishes and represents. The House Committee on Finance and Appropriation and other various standing committees of the House will, during the budget defense process, rely on the trust of our legislative agenda and adopt for the people as our guiding principle during the consideration and implementation of the 2022 budget estimates. It has become imperative and important for us to consider the people in all our affairs. While we look up to God to direct our path, we must make the people at the core of that path. The 7th Assembly will consider and pass a budget that will reflect the priorities of our people in terms of education, healthcare, security, agriculture, youth development, infrastructure, and economic development, with intent to look inward on how to execute the budget without depending completely on federal allocation. It is also important for us as a people to commend the governor and his team for their probity and exceptional strategy in managing the finances of the state. Our people must also begin to reciprocate that gesture by paying their taxes accurately and promptly. A fine is a tax for doing something wrong. A tax is a fine for doing something right. Let us avoid fines by paying our taxes. I will conclude my remarks with the words of Harvey S. Firestone, who said, "The growth and development of the people is the highest calling of leadership." May I, on that premise, humbly invite Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola, Governor of the State of Osun, to heed the call of leadership and perform another constitutional duty by presenting the 2022 budget estimates to this session of the 7th Assembly. Thank you, and God bless our dear state. That has been the short remark of Mr. Speaker. The next item is Mr. Governor's year 2022 budget speech. I recognize Honorable Ajibola Akinloye, Honorable Tajudeen Famuide, Honorable Amos Akindiya, Honorable Olatunbosun Oyintiloye, Honorable Hamidu Tadeshe, and Honorable Sunday Akere. Deputy, former deputy governors that are here, the Speaker of the Assembly, Right Honorable Timothy Owoye, former speakers of the Assembly that are here, Right Honorable Randy Afolabi, Professor Mojila Labi, serving and former honorable members present, most of you, the Chief Judge of our dear state, Honorable Justice Oyetola Adegboyega, I recognize you, other honorable judges that are here, the former Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, I recognize you, SSG, COS, Head of Service, other executive members that are here, particularly Professor Olalekan Yunusa, the
Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, and the SA Budget. The Chairman, APC Caretaker Committee. I recognize you, other party executives that are here. I have the women leader. I have the Chairman of Bimanda, Engineer Shola Akinwumi. Professor Oluwaina, I recognize you. Permanent Secretaries, CDs, GMs, Executive Secretaries that are here. Distinguished Service Commanders here present. Chairman of Local Government and NCDA Area Council that are here. Our Royal Fathers. Quite a long list. From the representative of Kábíyèsí Ọ̀ọ̀ni official. Kábíyèsí Alára Ìdáyé Ọba Ṣẹ́gun Ayàdé, I recognize you. Kábíyèsí Olúwo of Ìwó, Ọba Rasheed Àkànbí, I recognize you. Kábíyèsí Arábìjí of Ìwó, Ọba Rasheed Ọlábùnmi Ọlátúndé, Alápòmù of Àpòmù, Ọba Káyọ̀dé Afọlábí Atóyèbí, Eléndé of Èkó, Ende, Ọba Rauf Ọláníyan Adébáyọ̀, Akẹ́sìn of Ọ̀rá Ìgbómìnà, Ọba Samuel Ọládòyè, Ọlọ́yan of Ọ̀yán, Ọba Adékẹ̀yẹ Oyèdáre, Alágbà of Àgbà, Ọba Rufus Ọláyínká Ògúnwọlé, Afájì of Fájì, Ọba Moshood Ọláwálé Ọlálékè, Edigbon of Edemosi, Ọba Samuel Adeniyi, Oníwòye of Ìwòye, Ọba Amos Adéwùmí, Alára of Ara, Ọba Dr. Ndàpọ̀ Olúbáyọ̀, Aláṣepọ̀ of Àṣepa, Ọba Mufta Oyèkànmí, Ọba Akiri of Ìkirè Ilé, Ọba Ọ̀dọ̀sís Adémanjí Olúọ̀sángbé, Ọba Kamil Ajadi, Akiri of Ikire, ably represented by Chief Ahmed Olúbọ̀wálé, wives of honorable members. It's only the speaker that knows the number. I don't know the number. Members of the First Lady Entourage, members of the year 2022 Budget Committee, heads of tertiary and financial institutions that are here, Iyalojas and Babalojas, I recognize all of you. Members of the various social and political groups that are here, other distinguished personalities, security operatives, gentlemen of press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The Right Honorable Speaker of the Osun House of Assembly, honorable members of the House, it is a great sense of honor and privilege that I stand before this esteemed House today, Tuesday, 5th October 2021, to present the 2022 Appropriation Bill of Abia State. Today's budget is set against the backdrop of past years 2020 and 2021 budget. Budget 2021 tagged Budget of Providence was very much a COVID budget of recovery, which was prepared as a physical stimulus against the impact of the global pandemic. This year's budget is still in the shadow of COVID-19, and its focus is to secure recovery from its impact. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, we will recall that the last time we came into this hallowed chamber, the nation was still in the middle of a difficult economic crisis, mainly occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic. This had necessitated the aggressive repositioning of the national economy, in which our dear state was by no means insulated. Fortunately, the 2022 proposed budget comes at a time when the national economy is gradually emerging from the deep and difficult pandemic that ravaged the entire globe. I sincerely want to seize this opportunity to express our profound gratitude to the people of Osun for standing solidly behind this administration and our great party. Their support for the administration is an indication that our state is progressively inclined. The 2022 budget of sustainable development is to further cement and pursue the policy thrust of our administration and to consolidate on various achievements so far recorded in each sector of the economy of our dear state. We have laid important foundations for the development of our state's economy over the past 3 years with various developments in infrastructure, security, environment, and major improvements in the ease of doing business and growing our internally generated revenue. We must now focus on gearing up the momentum of building up on the achievements so far, and by so doing, delivering accelerated economic growth and development for all. As a state, our vision of the future is clear. Our goal is to achieve inclusive socio-economic growth that is rooted in our 10-year Osun Development Plan, 2019 to 2028. Our plan rests on 4 developmental pillars: economic development, infrastructural development, human capital development, and security and environmental sustainability. To achieve this, we commit ourselves to deepening the foundation for revenue diversification and economic sustainability by focusing on agriculture, mining, ICT and innovation, culture and tourism, and creative economy, without neglecting other important sectors like infrastructure, water and sanitation, commerce and industry, education and health. In a broad view, therefore, the central focus of our administration is to make Osun a prosperous state in a secure and sustainable environment through pragmatic, transparent, accountable, and inclusive governance. Review of 2021 budget implementation performance. Globally, 2021 has been beclouded with uncertainty ranging from the emergence of several deadly variants of COVID-19 and political unrest in several countries, including some oil-producing countries. Nigeria, as a nation, is not excluded from some of these challenges, which have negatively impacted the economic activities, in which Osun is not an exception. However, the Nigerian economy has started to improve in terms of key macroeconomic indicators, despite the non-economic challenges facing the country. The 2021 appropriation law places the total size of the budget at 109,855,051,640, 109,855,051,640 naira. The total expenditure of government up to the second quarter, January to June, of the outgoing year was 42,660,945,491 naira 70 kobo, or 77.7% of the projected expenditure for the period. The personnel cost got a total of 18,246,265,835 naira 50 kobo, representing 42.8% of the total expenditure. The total amount expended on other recurrent, that's overhead, from January to June 2021 was 7,644,094,036 naira 36 kobo, or 17.9% of the total expenditure, while the amount expended on capital projects within the same period under review was 16,777,585,622 naira 80 kobo, representing 39.3% of the total expenditure. Mr. Speaker, the Public Financial Management (PFM) reform currently being implemented in the state is yielding results. It's on record that Osun budget performance has significantly improved from about 58% in 2018 to 66% in 2019 and over 95% in 2020. Indeed, PFM reforms in Osun have been designed to ensure inclusiveness and participatory governance, efficient management of public resources and service delivery, transparency and accountability, adequate priority to the needs of the people, regular consultations and engagement of the people, efficient public procurement, auditing, and effective M&E system. The outcome of this reform is policy-based budgeting, leading to predictability and control in budget execution, which we currently enjoy in our dear state, as shown above. It is pertinent for me to say that the bulk of the state total revenue for the period under review was received from the federal allocation. This implies that all lands must be on deck, particularly the taxable adults, artisans, transporters, businessmen and women, to support the government in the incoming year by way of paying their taxes to boost the internet revenue, IGR of the state. In other words, IGR is crucial to ensuring a realistic budget. Hence, everybody must be revenue ambassadors in the state. As a government, we shall continue to do all within our powers to attract investors to the state with the view of boosting our IGR. The main features of the 2022 budget of the state. Mr. Speaker, the process leading to the presentation of your 2022 budget being presented today was inclusive and participatory in line with our above commitment and part with the people of Osun. This was done first at the level of medium-term sector strategy, MTSS, development process, and later through stakeholders engagement in 3 senatorial districts between 3rd and 5th of August 2021, where meaningful contributions were gathered from our people as input into the draft budget. Emphasis was placed on relevance of programs and projects to the people as a basis for their inclusion in the draft budget to ensure value for money. We are also committed to the completion of all ongoing projects before embarking on new ones, based on the 4 pillars of the Osun Development Plan 2019 to 2028. Also, in view of the prevailing economic realities, the main focus of the year's 2022 budget will be geared towards aggressive improvement of our internally generated revenue drive to ensure optimum performance in the coming year. Consequently, workable strategies are in place to boost the revenue of the state without putting unnecessary burden on our people. At this juncture, Mr. Speaker and honorable members, I wish to present to this honorable House of Assembly the draft 2022 budget of Osun, the size of which is 129,756,450,790 naira. The draft budget, which is christened Budget of Sustainable Development, is anchored on the commitment of this administration to provide conducive living and working environment for the people of the state. The summary of the 2022 draft budget of Osun is as presented below. Opening balance, you have 17,525,783,010.00. Governance and administration sector, total, you have 850, total revenue is 851,720,000. Total expenditure is 18,403,559,990.00. Agriculture sector, you have 2,778,527,230. Total expenditure is 6,747,335,440.00. Economic planning and budget sector, you have total revenue 68,200,000. Total expenditure is 737,380,000. 80.00. Commerce and industry sector, 559 as the total revenue, 559,719,000. The total expenditure for the year will be 1,228,293,870. Education sector, the total revenue is 17,645,219,23000. Total expenditure is 26,609,441,740.00. Environment sector, we have total revenue is 1,031,000,000.00. Total expenditure is 1,074,267,050.00. Health sector, the total revenue is 7,320,424,520.00. Total expenditure is 16,253,396,300.00. Infrastructure sector, the total revenue is 9,591,950,000.00. The total expenditure is 19,948,432,730.00. Social development and welfare sector, you have 610,265,000.00. Total expenditure will be 3,480,841,490.00. Security, law, and justice sector, you have 258,000,000.00. Total expenditure is 2,561,116,310.00. Information and communication sector, revenue is 309,800,000.00. Total expenditure is 785,054,280.00. Water and sanitation sector, the revenue is 1,632,642,800.00. Total expenditure is 3,068,049,950.00. Finance and revenue mobilization sector, the revenue is 69,573,200,000.00. Expenditure is 28,859,280,780.00. Total of revenue and expenditure. Total revenue is 129,756,450,790.00. Expenditure is 129,756,450,790.00. Summary of proposed expenditure. Recurrent expenditure for the 2022 proposed budget. Personnel cost is 36,384,933,170.00, which represents 28.04% of the total expenditure. Other recurrent expenditure is 17,208,794,820.00, which represents 13.26% of the total expenditure. Total recurrent expenditure A is 53,593,627,990.00, which represents 41.3% of the total expenditure. B, capital expenditure is 76,162,822,800.00, which represents 58.7% of the total expenditure. The total expenditure A and B is 129,756,450,790.00, which is 100% of the total expenditure. Analysis of the proposed expenditure. Our expenditure consists of recurrent expenditure of 53,593,627,990.00 or 41.3%, and capital expenditure of 76,162,822,800.00 or 58.7%. Personnel costs made up of salaries and allowances, which stand at 30,288,894,580.00 or 56.5% of the total recurrent expenditure, while pension and gratuities account for 6,096,038,590.00, which is 11.37% of the total recurrent expenditure. The balance of 17,208,694,820.00, which accounts for 32.11% of the total recurrent expenditure, is set aside for the overhead cost. It is to be emphasized that we shall continue to place great emphasis on capital projects for the benefit of our people and socio-economic development of our state. Indeed, the importance of critical infrastructure for attracting foreign direct investment, for job-intensive industrialization, for socio-economic development cannot be overemphasized. Hence, we are committed to building critical infrastructure that supports industry, improves connectivity within agricultural areas as well as agricultural beds and urban markets, with a view to regionalizing our Osun regional hub for trade and commerce. In addition, we are committed to investing in skills, especially for youth, women, and farmers, to foster inclusive growth, agriculture, and food security. Mr. Speaker and other members, our administration is irrevocably committed to the enormous task of ensuring food security, as well as wealth and job creation. In our effort towards achieving these lofty ideas, we have made agricultural development a topmost priority of this administration, and the government will therefore continue to commit resources to ensure more improvements in that sector. The task is no doubt enormous, and government cannot do it alone. In this regard, the state government will continue to encourage collaboration through public-private partnership, PPP, so that the agricultural sector will continue to thrive. In the ongoing year, we supported our farmers with cocoa seedlings, improved variety of cassava cuttings, agrochemicals, and other farm inputs across the state, including ensuring that over 5,000 of them benefited from the CBN Anchor Borers program to the tune of over 1 billion. This year, we shall be doing more under the Osun Cares program for result, COVID-19 action recovery and economic stimulus. Given the importance attached to this sector, a sum of 6,747,335,440 naira 0.00, representing about 5% of total budget, has been provided in the draft budget to fund various government programs on agriculture in the 2022 fiscal year. Education sector. Education is crucial to the sustainable development of any nation. It is a critical component of human development, capital development. Therefore, our administration has great passion for the provision of quality and functional education to every citizen, with the hope of eradicating poverty and foster development at all levels in the state. To this end, we are currently implementing major far-reaching reforms to promote functional education in the state. For us as an administration, we regard education as the driver of sustainable development effort and the face of our development agenda. We are therefore doing all in our powers to provide adequate, quality, equitable, functional, and affordable education for our children. In the outgoing year, apart from formulating policies that support good learning, we renovated schools across the state, provided educational materials, as well as trained and retained our teachers to improve their performance. We shall be consolidating the gains so far recorded in that sector. Before the end of this current academic session, a website for all secondary schools in the state will be hosted. This will give room for easy dissemination of information to our students and their parents. Next academic session will also witness massive rehabilitation of schools across the state with provision of teachers and pupil student furniture to aid conducive learning environment. In order to further promote the realization of the pivotal roles of this sector, a sum of 26,609,441,740 naira 00 or 21% of the total budget has been allocated to the education sector in the 2022 draft budget. Health sector. Delivery of quality health services. I'm delighted to inform Mr. Speaker and the other members of this House of Assembly that this administration has continued with the faithful implementation of its ongoing program for the rehabilitation, of renovation, upgrading, and revitalization of the 332 focal primary healthcare centers across the state. This was followed by the recent award of contracts for the renovation of the last batch of 17 focal primary healthcare centers to various indigenous contractors. It's on record that this essential intervention of government in the health sector is the first of its kind since the creation of their state. I must pay tribute to Professor Isaac Adegboyega for his assistance in this regard. In a related development, it's my pleasure to inform you that the indigenous contractors handling the construction of 30 units of doctor's quarter at the State Specialist Hospital, Ashobiaro, Osogbo, have completed the execution of the project despite the initial delay occasioned by COVID-19 pandemic. Also, the construction of 120-bed ward also in Ashobiaro is progressing well and will be completed soon. The inauguration of these two state-of-the-art health facilities, which was conceived and embarked upon to ensure the delivery of quality health care services for the benefit of people, will perform soon. Rehabilitation, renovation, upgrading of secondary health care centers across the state. In furtherance of our administration's agenda geared towards the transformation of the health sector of the state for improved service delivery at the care facility center, we have approved a comprehensive rehabilitation of and renovation of dilapidated buildings of the comprehensive health centers in Akpomu, Sokon local government, as well as the comprehensive health center in Fadilulai in Osogbo local government area of the state. It is the intention of government to extend these health facilities upgrade intervention programs to other secondary health facilities in the state during the next fiscal year in order to boost the secondary healthcare delivery system, as well as strengthening the existing health referral system for the overall benefits of the good people of our state. Collaboration with development partners on health matters. In recognition of the unrelenting efforts of the current administration in the fight against HIV and AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria, the Federal Ministry of Health has selected our state as one of the few states of the Federation to benefit from this Global Fund grant for malaria and tuberculosis activities under the year 2021 to 2023 implementation plan of the grant. During the time frame of this intervention, the support to Osun will include supply of malaria and tuberculosis commodities like test kits and drugs worth USD 15,629,205.59, equivalent to 5,939,009,084.20 for the control and treatment of the two diseases. In the past, we had embarked on massive renovation of State Specialist Hospital, Ashobiaro, Osogbo, the General Hospital in Ejigbo, and the General Hospitals in Ejigbo and Ifetodo, and subsequent inauguration of the new projects and the facilities. In the coming year, Government also intends to embark on massive renovation of all the other general hospitals across the state. We also partnered with a number of private organizations and NGOs to make available special health services to the people of the state. We had signed an MOU with the Lions Club International, multiple District 404, to establish a comprehensive eye care center at the State Specialist Hospital at Subiaro. This project is almost completed. When the project is fully operational, eye care service provision will have been taken care of to a much greater enviable height in the state. Infrastructural development. Mr. Speaker and honorable members of the House, our administration has continued to embark on unprecedented scale of infrastructure development, which are entirely selected from the comprehensive list of projects in Citizens Needs Assessment Report, facilitated by United Kingdom Department for International Development, UK DFID, now Foreign Commonwealth Development Office, FCDO, and the Thank You Tour report generated from our visit to the nooks and crannies of the state. Road development activities. In line with our administration's commitment to ensuring that there are no abandoned projects in the state, all existing ongoing road projects are being worked upon and will be delivered very soon. Notable among these roads are the 17.5 kilometer Obasa Desoji Aderemi East Bypass Road, 30 kilometer Gbọ̀ngán Àkùdá Road, kilometer Òṣogbo Ìkirun Ìlà-Odò to Kwara Boundary Road, which are ongoing, as well as the complete rehabilitation of the 30 kilometer Ilesha Ìpẹ̀rìndó Ìpẹ̀tù-Ìjẹ̀ṣà Road. This administration has also embarked on massive construction and rehabilitation of roads across the state. While some are completed, others are ongoing. Notable among these are the construction of 18.1 kilometer Osogbo-Kelebe Iragbiji Road, including Orita Ide-Odan Araromi and Nayi Market, rehabilitation of 25.8 Ede Army Barracks Ara Ejigbo Township Road, construction of 0.068, rehabilitation of 1.3 Kuta Palace Junction to Isale-Oba Road, Ashamu Junction Road, rehabilitation of 2.3 kilometer Iloro Agano Division C Police Headquarters Ile-Ife, reconstruction and completion of 8.1 kilometer Moro Yakoyo Ikwetumodu Ashikwa Road, rehabilitation of 2.6 Nike Gallery Ido-Osun Township Airport with Palace 4, rehabilitation of 2.5 kilometer Ikirun Ekwende Road, as well as the construction of 0.031 access road to Fountain University Osogbo, which are ongoing. In a matter of days, one will commence on Lawyer Atona Road in Iwo. For network of roads in Ikire and Ife, there are ongoing procurement process, while work has commenced on the La Aradun Kwara Boundary Road, to mention but a few. All these are designed to aid ease of doing business, facilitate easy and smooth movement of citizens, and help in the transportation of farm produce to urban markets. I want to assure the people of Osun that more notable roads projects will be awarded as part of government effort to improve the socio-economic activities of the residents of the state. This is also in furtherance of the present administration's goal to deliver adequate, quality, and equitable services to the good people of the state. Mass housing programs and government reservation area. In our quest to make available more dignified and livable housing estates in the state, government is in the process of providing infrastructure within the Ataoja government residential area. The estate is planned to be one of its kind in the country, and housing more available to our citizens. Following the allocation of plots, the government intends in the year 2022 to further ensure and encourage timely approval through regulated development within the estate, as this will further open up at their state to bigger development. In addition, government is working hard at ensuring that adequate housing units are provided to the citizens at affordable prices. In the year 2022, government will make available about 10 hectares of land for the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria for the construction of both 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom housing units for subscribers of National Housing Fund in the state. It must be emphasized that our government is further prepared to make more land readily available to reputable investors, organizations for affordable housing delivery in the state by way of allocation and partnership. Allocation of land within Omoluabi Free Trade Zone. A parcel of land measuring about 5.168 hectares within Omoluabi Free Trade Zone, Osun GRA, off Abere Ede Road, Abere, was allocated to Collins Crown for the provision of fruit juice. Our government is intensifying efforts, particularly in the coming year 2022, to ensure that more investors are brought into the state and parcels of land are readily available to them. Issuance of certificate of statutory right of occupancy. Our administration has signed over 100 applications within the period under review, while government is not only leaving any to unturned in ensuring prompt and easy delivery of title documents to the citizens. The state government has also recently released funds for immediate resolution of the auto-photo chatting platform challenge reported at the office of the General of the state. Going forward in the year 2022, the government intends to facilitate issuance of more title documents through reduction of the duration of processing of certificate of statutory right of occupancy just within 90 days, and further digitalization of our process to enable each applicant track the status of his or application online from the comfort of his or her home. Culture and tourism. Culture and tourism is one of our focus sectors for diversifying the economy of the state and lay a solid foundation for a broad-based revenue mobilization for economic sustainability. Pursuant to this objective, we launched the State Culture and Tourism Master Plan in November 2020. The purpose is to develop tourism sites, promote our culture, restore our heritage, regulate the sector, preserve our culture, engage our youth, grow our economy, and consequently reduce the state's reliance on federal allocation. The key sites identified for short-term attention have been largely prepared and opened up for investors. Our collaborative strategy and efforts culminated into the release of 5 acres of land by Oyetola University, Ile-Ife, for the construction of Yoruba Museum and World Heritage Center at Ile-Ife. This shall receive this attention in the coming year. Also, we secure a space at the State College of Education, Ilorin, under PPP arrangement to run arts, culture, and tourism research and training, used to ensure preservation of our heritage on arts and culture. Currently, Ogedengbe Palace at Ilesha, Ile-Ifa, and Igbo-Ifa in Ilorin are being restored. These sites have been long neglected and suffered embarrassing encroachment to enable us to tap into the huge revenue potential of these sites through international tourism in the nearest future. Another innovation of our administration is the conscious use of arts and culture to re-energize our state economy. In line with this, the state government has announced the wearing of Adire Osun, especially to functioning in the state, on Thursday. The idea is to stimulate interest in of our culture areas with Baja mines, while that of Pan-Arabian mines is underway. Both firms have almost concluded the exploration campaigns and will declare the commercial valuation soon. We are indeed partnering with the private sector investors to make our mining sector work for the good people of our state. Also, the federal government has chosen Osun and Kebbi State to pilot the artisanal gold mining initiative program in Nigeria. The Solid Mineral Development Funds will provide funding and resources to drive this initiative in both states. We will seek grants from the SMDF for the development of a strong technical and vocational institute as a flagship sector diversification. This program is projected to generate employment opportunities for about 2,500 youth in the mining sector. It will also help to provide technical know-how and expertise for the youth in the area of mining and ore processing. The state is mindful of the need to secure the mining asset in order to encourage investors of the safety of their investment. The recent inauguration of the Joint Task Force, JTF, and the Amotekun Corps has drastically reduced criminal activities on the mine fields in the state. The peaceful and secure mines field in the state will not only boost investors' confidence, but will also encourage both locals to partner with the state government in the development of its mineral assets through Omoluabi Mineral Promotion Company Limited. Economic planning, budgeting, finance, and revenue mobilization. Transparent financial management. Since the inception of this administration on the 27th of November 2018, the state government has been steadfast in the attainment of accountability, transparency, sustainability, integrity, efficiency, and financial discipline. In a bid to further improve transparency and quality in public financial management in the state, it's on record that the present administration, apart from passing into law some financial bills, it has also institutionalized and leveraged on the state integrated financial management information system, SIMFIS, application recently launched in the state. The financial application is applicable of enhancing our budgetary efficiency and further instill financial discipline in our bureaucracy geared towards making our state a key player in global financial best practices. The State Fiscal Transparency, Accountability, and Sustainability Program for Result, SIFTAS. This is a World Bank-assisted project aimed at supporting states of the Federation to implement the 2022-point Fiscal Sustainability Plan and the Open Government Partnership Agenda to strengthen the fiscal policies. It is, however, important to stress that though through this transparent, accountable style of this administration, the state was able to meet the eligibility criteria for this project, which qualified the state along other qualified states of the Federation for a World Bank grant. Also, COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus CARES Program for Result. This is another World Bank supported program for Result designed to help all the states in Nigeria to reduce the economic effect of COVID-19 pandemic on the poor and vulnerable, and to stimulate economic recovery of the Nigerian economy. The Osun CARES program is an emergency operation designed to support budgeted programs of expenditure and interventions at the state level targeting existing and newly emerging vulnerable and poor individuals, households, and agricultural value chain and micro and small enterprises, MSE, affected by the economic crisis or COVID-19 pandemic. The program is designed to strengthen state government interventions to expand access to livelihood support, food security services, and grant for poor and vulnerable households and firms. This becomes imperative since no state of the country was spared of the militating challenges of poverty due to the heavy effect of COVID-19 on individuals, business enterprises, and government at large. It bestows on the government to find means of improving the living standard of our citizens so that the situation will improve faster and better than the pre-pandemic levels. The program is to be implemented under various projects which will include social transfers to the poor and vulnerable. The objective of the social transfer is to enhance the consumption support to vulnerable groups, the aged, persons with disabilities, chronically ill, and urban poor households. The beneficiaries of more than 3,000 will be extracted from the state social register with a sum of 20,000 to be paid bi-monthly. This will have multiplier effect on the economic activities of the state and local community levels. In addition to this, it is ability to improve the living standard of the immediate beneficiary. It will also enhance the economic activities of the SMEs at the grassroots through the expanded spending of the beneficiaries. Consequently, the demand in the state will be stimulated by and socio-economic activity will improve faster. Another creative intervention for administration is the introduction of Osun Food Support Scheme, which is designed to feed 30,000 poor and vulnerable citizens every month. As a sensitive and people-friendly government, we have supported over 150,000 poor and vulnerable individuals on this scheme since April, when the scheme started, to date. In the coming year, 2022, the scheme will continue uninterrupted. I want to assure our citizens that our administration will continue to prioritize the needs of the people of Osun, irrespective of their socio-economic class. In the coming year, we shall be unveiling another scheme to support the widows and the aged in our state. Labor-intensive public welfare. This aspect of Osun Care is to provide immediate employment in social sectors to address the emergency constraint of loss of labor income among poor and vulnerable households, unemployed and unskilled youth, and women ages between 18 and 45, and with educational qualification or senior secondary certificate of education. Among such social activities in which the beneficiary will be engaged include cleaning of public areas, garbage and refuse collection, waste disposal and traffic control. Others include the engagement of people in handling the basic maintenance of the public facility, such as the classroom blocks and toilets, maintenance, repairing of clinics, and primary health centers, among others. The beneficiaries of about 4,000 will hand 20,000 monthly through the project. Like the vulnerable groups identified under the social transfer, this project aims at enhancing the capacity of semi-skilled citizens in the state to access economic and financial empowerment in a way to assist in navigating through the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on their households. This is also expected to generate high multiplier effect on the economic activities of the local community and the state at large, with nothing less than 10,000 indirect jobs expected to be created. Community and vulnerable groups basic service delivery. This is an intervention on the community micro project, which is expected to provide basic services in the health, education, nutrition, water, and sanitation sectors at the community level. The implementation of the project will support at least 62,000 people in 1,000 poorest communities at the local government areas to deliver micro-infrastructure using poverty maps and community-based methods, agriculture and food security. This is Osun Care's intervention on agriculture and food security, which is categorized into three. The first category will be farmers utilizing agricultural inputs and services. Our farmers will be given maize, cassava, cotton, rice, and vegetable seed. These crops shall be distributed to the farmers alongside fertilizers and herbicides. More than 5,000 farmers will benefit from this project. In addition to the 5,000 farmers, which shall be the beneficiaries of these various crops, about 700 other farmers will each be given either 400 juvenile fish and its feed, or 100-day-old broilers and its feed. The program will also provide medication for farmers with poultry, fishery, and rearing of goats. The second category is to make our farmers have access to agricultural infrastructure. This involves rehabilitation of about 26 rural roads, which are cut across the entire state. When the rehabilitation is completed, it is expected that more than 20,000 farmers shall benefit in terms of the ease of linking their harvest to market through the well-rehabilitated and adequately networked rural roads. A major advantage of this is the reduction in waste of farm produce, which is formerly associated to bad rural roads. The third category under agricultural and food security will focus on farmers utilizing agricultural assets and processing tools, production and small-scale primary processing. Osun Cares will distribute agricultural assets such as maize shellers, popcorn machine, palm kernel, cracker, cassava grinder, smoking kiln, freshers, sprayers, cassava lifters, harvesters, battery cage, 50 barrels capacity, feeders, and drinkers, rice threshers, fish tanks, maize cribs, layers, point of lay, goats, winners, and weighing to more than 12,000 farmers. In all, the intervention of Osun Cares in the agricultural sector is expected to revitalize the farmers' operation in the state and set a pace for quick and rapid recovery from the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on the state economy and also enhance food security in the state. Treasury Single Account, TSA. The state government of Osun has also embraced the TSA policy of the federal government in order to bring all government funds in bank accounts within the effective control and operational purview of the Treasury to bring about centralized, transparent, and accountable revenue management in line with the global best practice. All government agencies, including state-owned tertiary institutions, have been directed to keep to this policy. Workers' welfare. This administration will continue to demonstrate love and commitment to the welfare of its workers. Despite this trying period, we will not compromise the continuous and prompt payment of full salaries and pensions of our workers. We shall also ensure monthly payment of pensions and gratuities to senior citizens, retirees in the state. Similarly, the present administration will be unrelenting in contributing the 7.5% employer's part of the contributed pension to the workers' respective PFAs, in addition to the 7.5% contribution of workers to the PFA, Group Life Assurance. Despite the trying period occasioned by the global economic recession, the state government under the present administration has continued to implement the Group Life Assurance scheme, through which claims are paid to the families of officers who died while in active service under contributory pension, in line with the Osun State Pension Law 2008. Commerce and industries. The ultimate objective of our intervention in the commerce and industry sector is to reposition Osun as a regional hub for commerce. Towards this objective, a number of deliberate policy initiatives have been implemented, starting with the Economic and Investment Summit convened in November 2019, where we declared that Osun was open for business. At this summit, I signed an executive order to set up the Osun Investment Promotion Agency, OSIPA, to facilitate ease of doing business in our state and coordinate investment promotion efforts at the state. Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to report that this singular effort is yielding positive results, as witnessed in the country's ease of doing business rating recently released on the 21st of June, 2021. Osun moved 11 places up in the subnational ease of doing business ranking from 26th position to rank 15 among the 36 states of the Federation and Federal Capital Territory. This long-term benefit of this achievement is measurable for business development, and our industrialization derived from massive job creation for our youth. Adegboyega International Trade Center a private-public partnership between the government of Osun and Abib Limited and the Ikinu community, is steadily moving towards attaining the status of employers of mass labor. A number of individuals and corporate organizations have subscribed to both the residential and industrial layout at the center. Presently, construction work is ongoing on the Dagbolu branch of Discipline Plastic Company and its employment opportunities. The Omobi Free Trade Service, which is sponsored by the state in every festival period, has come to stay. The program provides a social intervention service to the teeming masses living generally in the southwest, starting from Lagos and terminating in Osogbo, the state capital, with commuters traveling as far as Kwara State and back to Lagos. Apart from being a means of transporting the masses during the festive period, it is mainly designed as a means of transporting goods and merchandise from Lagos to Osun and vice versa, with a view to boosting commercial activities and making the state an industrial hub. Also, there's an implementation of mass transporters empowerment scheme, as well as empowerment of women artisans to further boost our local economy. Also, the trader money, which is a collaborative effort of the state government and Sterling Bank Limited towards making funds available for traders, including artisans and informal workers in the state, is operational. The state, in our effort towards enhancing export promotion as a strength, the cardinal point of this administration, has solicited the partnership of the Nexim Bank in the area of non-oil export. This is bid to boost revenue through export, create jobs, and enhance foreign exchange inflows to the economy through support for primary processed commodities such as cocoa, cashew, rubber, cotton, etc. In order to stimulate economic activities and build the capacity of our people in the state, we have made provision for entrepreneurship and skill upgrade program for 2,326 people, advancement of loan to micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises owners, artisans, youths, and farmers through the Bank of Industry, NISA, Microfinance Bank, Osun Micro Credit Agency, and other financial institutions. In the coming year, the state government will provide similar training for 5,000 beneficiaries through the Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Cooperatives, and Empowerment, and they will be financially supported. There are ongoing activities on the establishment of Technology Incubation Center at Omolu Free Trade Zone, where MSME can be nurtured to become sustainable as part of strategy to reduce the moribund industries in the state. There is collaboration with an indigenous company to establish local fabrics development academy, where people will be trained and empowered to produce adire and other local fabrics for local and international markets. In the realization of the upward commitment of this government, wish for modernization and reform of market and promotion of trade in the state, administration embarked on the reconstruction of Atakumo's market in Ilesha. The construction of the first phase of the market project has been completed, while the second phase will soon commence. More markets across the state will be modernized in the coming year 2022. Water and sanitation. Recently, this administration set aside a huge sum of funds for the improvement of all the urban water schemes throughout the state in order to increase the citizens' access to potable water. Most importantly, our target is to work on pipelines, treatment plants, and pumps of most of our water work coverage in the area in the state, particularly that of New Headwork, Ekwende, Ragbiji, Iwo, Ila, Ezaudo, and Ejigbo. On Ilesha Water Supply and Sanitation Project, the construction work is still ongoing, and pipeline distribution network of Ilesha Township is 98% completed, while tap down on house connections are almost completed. This administration will continue to support the project in the coming year. There is ongoing negotiation between the administration and Mrs. Peculiar Limited on private-public partnership agreement for improvement of potable water supply to Ile-Ogbo and its environs. The signing of the P-Wash Partnership and Expanded Water Sanitation and Hygiene protocol by our administration in 2019 has led to the successful completion of 41 motorized boreholes and 10 hand-pump boreholes, as well as the habilitation of 27 hand-pump boreholes and 13 motorized boreholes in the rural areas of the state through the 3 focal LGAs being supported by the federal government, Ministry of Water Resources. The state government shall soon commence the execution of the project in other 3 focal local governments in line with the signed MOU with the Federal Ministry of Water Resources. In the current year, rehabilitation of 25 motorized and 40 hand-pump boreholes across the state was done. This and the pre-wash projects have afforded Osun rural dwellers increased access to potable water and safe sanitation, and have led to the reduction of waterborne diseases in the state. In the area of rural sanitation, Oduoti and Atakumosa West local government are already waiting to become the next open defecation free ODF LGA in Osun, as the state is currently awaiting the State Task Group on Sanitation STGs and the National Task Group on Sanitation for validation exercise, which upon its success will satisfy the 2 LGAs ODF free. This will make Oduoti and Atakumosa to be 2nd and 3rd LGA respectively in Osun, as well as 2nd and 3rd in the southwest region of the country. This is a challenge to all of us from other local governments, including my own. Youth and sports. Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, our administration has facilitated the development of the youth policy document in the state. The youth policy document is a policy framework to guide the government's approach to youth development by ensuring that a enabling environment is created for them to maximally realize their creativity and productive potential. We have supervised the empowerment of large number of youth in the state through loan disbursement, NISA, to enable them start their new businesses and boost the existing one. This has led to massive employment and reduction in youth restiveness. So far, we have empowered over 18,000 youth. We have equally facilitated the attendance of representatives of the youth in capacity building on sustainable livelihood, skill acquisition, in vocational agriculture, and entrepreneurship development program at the National Youth Development Center, Odeomu, Osun, Adegboyega, Ogun State, and Shere Hill in Jos Plateau State. Sport. As I present this budget proposal, the first Osun Sport Festival tagged OSF 2021 is ongoing, while the state government is partnering with an indigenous construction firm, Peculiar Ultimate Concern, to build a FIFA standard mini stadium for the state. All these efforts are geared towards discovering new talent and encouraging our youth to be engaged in productive means. Security, law, and justice. The state of Osun is well known throughout the Federation for the susciting peace and harmonious social interactions. Though, as human society, there is possibility of friction between communities, this has always ensured that they are not escalated. It should be noted there were few cases of kidnapping in the last 3 years, but due to the high level of commitment and political will with which this administration tackled the issue, the situation is now under control. Last year, our administration established the Osun Security Network Agency and Amatekun Corps with a view to stemming the ties of social vices in the state. The state had purchased 20 new pickups to enhance adequate security of lives and property. That's in addition to the ones we have provided before. Other logistics to enhance adequate security are also in the pipeline. I'm glad to announce to this House that Osun had graduated 360 Amotekun Corps on the 7th of September 2021 after rigorous training at the camp. This will no doubt further boost our security architecture in the state. Mr. Speaker, honorable members, Your Excellencies, KBACs, our elders, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, this budget speech will not be complete without a place for our lawmakers who have been very supportive of our administration in the last 3 years. The State Assembly, as an organ of government, saddled with the responsibility of making laws for the good governance of the state, is equally assisting the executive arm through the performance of its oversight function for achieving results on governmental engagement with a view to having value for money in project formulation and execution. Since the inception of this administration, the House of Assembly has been complying with global best practices by ensuring that budget authorization is concluded before the end of the preceding year to pave the way for its implementation from the beginning of the new year. Moreover, with the financial autonomy that is being granted the state legislature, it is expected that legislative activities will be enhanced with resultant effect of highly impactful laws needed for socio-economic development of their state. The smooth working relationship and synergy between the executive and the legislative arms, of course extended to the judiciary, is a pointer to the fact that there is a cordial, purposeful, harmonious coexistence between all the 3 arms of government. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you most sincerely for your attention as we continue to press the pedal and accelerate with our vision and mission to develop the state. We are set to continue to redefine Osun standard, to drive bold reforms, to institutionalize a system-driven environment synonymous with service delivery where processes and procedures are followed with undeniable results. We have a collective responsibility to ensure the success of this budget for the benefits of our people and for our nation as a whole. I strongly believe that, God willing, with determination and collective effort, we shall succeed in this desire to rapidly accelerate our development and write our own chapter in the history of Nigeria's economic diversification and transformation, and most importantly, in our quest for a new Osun of our dream. I thank you all. God bless you.
Let's be seated, please. Yes, before the laying of the budget, we have to put back the maize to its original position. I so order. Thank you. Allow Mr. Governor to take his bow to left and right. I want to sincerely appreciate Mr. Governor for the well-loaded budget speech for the state, and I believe that with your financial discipline, we believe in all your positions as far as the budget speech is concerned. A lot of opportunities for the people of the state in coming year. Mr. Governor, we sincerely thank you. Briefly, let me call on the Deputy Chairman of Finance and Appropriation Committee to comment on the speech of Mr. Governor within 1 minute.
Mr. Speaker, sir, permit me to stand on the existing protocol.
Yes, go ahead.
Mr. Speaker, today is another history making event in the annals of the state of Osun. Mr. Governor has done it again to fulfill the constitutional mandate in line with the Section 121, Subsection 1 of 1999 Constitution. I want to assure Mr. Governor and the entire state their cooperation be enhanced so that the implementation will be faster. In like manner, I will call on the agency of the government to cooperate with the House so that we can achieve this aim together. I thank all the stakeholders who has made today event a successful one. May the Lord bless your path to your various destination. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, thank you. That is the Deputy Chairman of House Committee on Finance and Appropriation. On that note, without much ado about nothing, let me call on the Majority Leader to do the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Your Excellencies, the Governor State of Osun, Adegboyega, Oyetola, our mother and the First Lady of the state, Alaja Kafayat, Oyetola, the Deputy Governor, Mr. Benedict Alabi. Mr. Speaker, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol as already established by you. On behalf of the Right Honorable Speaker, Adegboyega, and other respected colleagues of this honorable House, it is my honor and privilege to give vote of thanks at this important occasion. We thank Almighty Allah, the beneficent and the merciful, for the grace of today's occasion of 2020 budget being laid by our amiable governor today. Mr. Governor, let's put on record that since the commencement of your administration, we thank God that tremendous and remarkable achievement has been recorded in the area of road construction, rehabilitation of maternity centers across the state, and above all, the prompt payment of workers' salary, among others. You have been impressive as far as the quality leadership and display of high level of fiscal transparency is concerned, and this has given us assurances for your second term in office by the special grace of God. Aside this, my colleague has also spoken on fulfillment of your constitutional obligation to the Honorable House in line with Section 121 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic. So we also appreciate that. And without much ado, we want to express our gratitude to other special guests here present. Starting from the my lord,
30
Chief
seconds.
Judge, the Chief Judge, and then the respected leaders here present, the former deputy governors here present, the former speakers here present. We thank you, the National Assembly members, both serving and past members. We thank you. The past members of this assembly, we thank you. The KBACs, we thank you. The chairman of our party, we thank you for coming. And all the commissioners, we thank you, particularly the Commissioner for Budget and Planning and Finance. We thank you. The Chief of Staff, the HOS.
Majority leader, that's okay.
Thank you. God bless
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Once again, Mr. Governor, we sincerely appreciate you for your leadership roles, for leading this state right. I want to assure you once again that this 7th Assembly will not relent in giving support to your administration now and during your second term in office. I will not fail to appreciate our mother, the wife of the governor, Mrs. Oyetola, the deputy governor, all our fathers here present, Chairman Gimagba, Baba Professor Oluwaina, I recognize you and I appreciate you. Chief Judge, my mother and my friend, we appreciate your coming. All the cabinet members, my predecessors, we appreciate you. Our party chairman, thank you very much. All our KBACs, we appreciate. I will not fail to appreciate my colleagues for your support all the times. Everybody here present, I appreciate all of you. By His grace, we shall all be here next year when Mr. Adegboyega Oyetola will present 2023 budget. On that note, excuses, Central.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Kindly excuse the Honorable Representing Boripe Boluwaduru and La.
West.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As it is customary of the West legislators, we are fully on ground, except
don't mind him.
Yes, except Ayegade legislators, sir.
That's okay. Order in the house. Yes, East. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As usual, we are all present from East.
We are leading by example. Yes, adjournment tomorrow.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Having exhausted the only item we have on the order of the day for today, Tuesday, 5th October 2021, I humbly move that we adjourn the business of this honorable house to tomorrow, Wednesday, 6th October 2021 at 10 a.m. I so move. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Osogbo. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Motion seconded by the majority leader of the 7th Assembly that this house adjourn till tomorrow, 6th day of October, year 2021, 10 a.m. You are in support, say aye. Aye. Against, say nay. The ayes have it.
Àwọn àtìrí ẹni máa bá wà sọ̀tún.
Dear viewers at home, the listeners, you are welcome back from that presentation of year 2022 budget presented at the House of Assembly by the State Governor Ogbeni Isiaka Adegboyega Oyetola. Next year budget, the theme is budget of sustainable development, with education taking the greater height of the money, followed by education is taking the second height, while finance and revenue mobilization sector is taking the first line, followed by health with 7.3 billion, and we also have infrastructure and the agric. They are the one that are taking the major amount of next year budget of 129 billion 756 million 450,790 naira. That is the amount the government of the state of Osun will spend come year 2022. On behalf of the DG of DGOSBC, the Director Corporate Affairs Olushola Bolaji, Director Radio Bosebangboye, TV Jola, the Engineering Director Toyin Owojaye, we sincerely appreciate our viewers out there for staying tuned to us since the commencement of the program today. My name is Olushola Ayeshibola Tomarcus.
Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa, bí ètò ìṣúná ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ọdún 2020 náà ni a ti gbọ́ láti 2022 òun náà ni a ti gbọ́ láti ẹnu gómìnà Gbóyèga Oyètọ́lá, eléyìí tó dín ní 150 bílíọ̀nù náírà ní tí wọ́n pè sí ẹ̀ka ètò ẹ̀ka ìṣúná àti ìpawó wọlé ló kó eléyìí tó pọ̀ jù, sí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ tẹ̀lé, ètò ìdàgbàsókè ìlú sì tẹ̀lé, àti ètò ọ̀gbìn àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Lórúkọ ọ̀gá àgbà OSBC Rasheed Fọlárànmí, ọ̀gá tó wà ní tó ìbáṣepọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ àti ará ìlú Olúṣọlá Bọ́lájí, ọ̀gá tó wà ní ẹ̀ka ètò ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ Tóyìn Owójayé, ọ̀gá tó wà ní ìgbọ̀nù bí ètò gbogbo ṣe ń jáde sáfẹ́fẹ́ Bọ́sẹ̀ Bámigbóyè, àti gbogbo ikọ̀ àti àwa tí a jọ